I forgot the 大家好。大家好，歡迎嚟到我嘅頻道。我叫 Adriana. Hi everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Adriana, and I thought to start this video because I wanted to add more videos to my channel. I came across a couple of really interesting videos over the past couple weeks that I thought related to my language learning. So what interested me about these two videos that I found was that there was some info in them that I felt was related to Matt versus Japan's methodology. And for those of you who don't know who Matt versus Japan is, he is a YouTuber who became very fluent. Some people say that he's at a native level in Japanese in a very short amount of time. The main point of this video is my insights on these two other videos that I came across and how I feel like they really related to what Matt was doing to learn Japanese at the time. The reason why I wanted to focus on these two videos is because they kind of call upon things that I'm not doing in my own language learning, and that Matt actually did in his language learning. And I thought maybe there's more importance to these two things than I originally thought. So I want to touch upon the first video, which it's called How We Learn versus How We Think We Learn. And it's a presentation by Robert Bjork, who's a distinguished research professor in the UCLA Department of Psychology. He is best known for his work on human learning. He's been studying learning and memory for over 4 decades, so he seems like quite a reputable source of information. Now, the video is an hour long, and I'm not going to be posting the whole video here, but I wanted to include a couple of snippets that I felt actually related to flashcards.
Retrieving information from memory is far different than simply reading that information out. It alters the subsequent state of the system every time you recall something. It makes that information more recallable in the future, things in competition with it less recallable. And as I've already alluded to, conditions that produce forgetting rather than undoing learning create opportunities for additional learning.
Now, flashcards is something that I don't use often, mainly because I don't really enjoy using them. At the time, I thought the main benefit was kind of in the same way as cramming.
Conditions of instruction or practice that make performance improve rapidly often fail to support long-term attention transfer, whereas conditions of instruction that appear to create difficulties for the learner, slowing the rate of apparent learning, often optimize long-term retention transfer.
So the main point that I took from this video is that maybe I've been thinking about flashcards entirely the wrong way. Now I know that the flashcards are a spaced repetition system, but I didn't think that testing my knowledge and forcing myself to recall was actually benefiting me more than I thought it was.
And we can give some minimal information and have that person generate an answer, generate a solution, generate a procedure. They will remember it far longer than if we just give it to them or present it to them.
I think that the information that Robert Bjork has presented is quite valuable because it shows us that we consolidate information better if we test ourselves first on that information. So I encourage you guys to watch the full video, but before you do, I wanted to talk about the second video that I came across and what I learned from that. Now, the second video that I came across actually has to do with Matt versus Japan's meditation practice. Now, again, meditation is not something that I really do, mainly because I don't really enjoy it and I don't feel like I'm getting benefit from it. This second video is by someone named Jeffrey Ford. He is named the 2016 Genius of the Year, and he is part of 16 different high IQ societies because he has an IQ of over the 99.9th percentile. So he is another very smart guy I think I would listen to for advice. That being said, I wanted to insert a clip from one of his videos called Easily Raising Your IQ that I thought was really relatable to Matt versus Japan's meditation practice.
Now let's talk about attention spans. People really don't have a very good attention span now, do they? Most people cannot stand to handle the 140 characters of a Twitter feed. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, they used all the characters. This is too much effort. So, what you want to do is you want to have a really good attention span because you put things in working memory in order to work with. And the longer things can stay in your mind and that you can stay focused, the higher level thoughts that you can engage in. So here's the ways that you can increase your attention span. 1. Learn to be comfortable in your own company and in silence. Because a lot of people, they have a hard time focusing because they can't be still, you know, and they need to be doing something. They miss the stimulation of their cell phone or the computer or the TV, and all these things distract you from being able to really digest and to focus and to pay attention. Learn to be comfortable.
It really resonates with me, so I think I'm going to also incorporate this into my language learning from here on out. I do encourage you again to watch his full video. I will post it down in the description below because he offers a lot of other very great points on how to raise your IQ and with focus in general. So I don't know if you guys use either of these two practices in your language learning methodology, but let me know in the comments below if you thought that this was insightful or if you think that taking one of these things on board is beneficial. I really would love to hear your thoughts on it below, and yeah, let me know if you disagree as well in what you're doing instead. I think it's really interesting how everyone has their own way of learning. For me, I think I'm gonna try it out and be a bit more consistent with these two things, and maybe it'll give me the same success that Matt versus Japan has had. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like, subscribe if you want to hear more from me, and good luck in your language journey as well. Thanks for listening. See you next time.